Hi, my name is Josh Sweeney.
I'm Crystal Sweeney.
And welcome to the Company Culture Check video series.
Today we're here at Payscape to learn about their amazing company culture.
Let's go. Anything else I didn't cover?
Company sponsored type of like forced family fun, I call it.
Right.
The more you do that, the less people are apt to want to participate. But if you let people come up with it on their own, a la our culture club, and they have something that everybody kind of feels like it's not necessarily like, I gotta go just to show my face type of thing. The company
Right.
Christmas, like the holiday party, like those are so many stereotypes on all those things that ring true actually. So the more you actually let people again be 100% of themselves and bring 100% of themselves to whether it's the event or the office, then those bonds all are created. And we've had actually, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weddings probably out
okay.
of couples that have met here, and
Yeah.
which is cool. Like I know that's a lot of companies would they've got policies against that too. It could go south, but I think the risk is worth the reward in many cases,
Right.
and so that's been cool to see.
It's kind of that promoting self-organization
Yeah.
outside of the work.
Yeah.
Place. So you don't have to force it. You don't have to make people feel like they show up. You really just promote it and foster it and kind of prop it up so that they
Show
can
up to pick up the bar
self-organize.
tab every once in a while.
Yeah, pick up the bar tab.
Yeah. Sometimes. Not
People
all
like
the-
that.
Not all the
People like
times.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the interesting thing, you said like the weddings and people have these policies around it. And I think, when you look back where people stayed at jobs 5, 10, 20 years, that had a big impact because, something happens in the relationship, it causes some sort of rift.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're losing 1 or 2 employees that would be long-term employees.
Yeah.
And I think with the amount of jobs people have nowadays and just the turnover, maybe it's not that big of an impact. Maybe it's just not that big of a risk anymore. You're not, that if the average tenure is 5 years, no matter how great it is, how great a company is to work for, then it's going to obviously have less of a long-term impact if something goes wrong there.
That's right. Yeah, and again, going from a reward perspective, there's once you have that dynamic between 2 people, I mean, it's even more
Right.
beneficial for the
Especially when
company.
they first get married, right?
That's
Like
right.
for those first 2 years, you got great productivity, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, I recently learned. I read. I can't remember where I read it, but the genesis for culture. Are you familiar? Do you know
No.
what it is? Latin for care.
For care.
So that all.
Interesting.
You care about the relationships. You care about
Yeah.
the culture. You care about Yeah.
So the Culture Club at Payscape is essentially going back to that entrepreneur mindset, starting something on your own, having ownership in something. I think as a millennial, that's very important to all of us to have ownership in something that you want to feel like you're growing it and you're building it and you have some sort of contribution. Culture's the same way. If you don't feed it, it's a living, breathing thing, it dies. So you have to have enough people having ownership in something to keep it growing and to keep feeding it. So the Culture Club is essentially a group of people that care about the culture at Payscape, and everyone will get together. We will go through upcoming events, fun things that we want to do as a company, whether it's our holiday party or our Halloween party, or even planning a paintball outing or a Braves outing and taking the fur bus to a Braves game. We've done it all. And so having that group of people that's invested in it, especially from every department, you want to get every department involved. So every department basically sends one representative, and that keeps everyone engaged.